Okay, we are here today to go over the maintenance and the operation instructions on the distribution panels, circuit breaker panels, circuit breakers by themselves, metering equipment, and the fuses maintenance. So right now we're looking at the distribution panel, which consists of the main breaker and all the branch breakers. Basically, the idea of all this thing is it really doesn't require much maintenance. It's just about, like, from time to time to make sure that the system operates properly. You would have to go over and you would check that all of the contacts, the temperature on the contacts is right. So most likely when something is about to fail, I mean, you have to verify that all of the contacts, they don't create additional heat because of the contact not being the proper. All of the circuit breakers, they are in the left position when it's on. In case the breaker trips, it's going to be in the middle position. In order to reset it, you would have to turn it off completely and then turn it on again. In case if anything needs to be serviced on this equipment, which also indicated on all of the arc flash labels, the equipment should not be serviced on normal conditions when energized. So anytime the equipment is being serviced, the best idea is to shut down the power, disconnect the power to the equipment before it's being serviced. In case if it has to be serviced under energized condition, all proper PPE should be used. In this case, you have to follow the standard requirements for the arc flash protection. Other than that, if anybody had questions on anything? Okay. So we can go over to the main switchgear room to take a look at the metering equipment. As a part of today's training, we have to go over about the metering equipment, which was covered in our previous training about the entire distribution by Square D. So if you need any detailed information, you can refer to the previous training provided by Square D. But the basic idea, the main switchgear equipped with electronic metering equipment, which monitors and records information on the power consumption and the load on each individual phases. Once again, all of the details on the maintenance and operation of the metering equipment could be found in the previous session on the switchboard. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna go over, it's a Square D NQ typical panel with the circuit breakers, which installed throughout the building. Maintenance on the panel, once again, is minimal unless any electrical work needs to be performed over it. Once again, this particular panel, it does not have a main breaker. It has a main log kit only. So anytime the equipment needs to be serviced, something needs to be done over the panel, the best idea is to de-energize it using the upstream, the disconnect switch. And then service equipment, arc flash information is also included here. So if in any case the disconnect of power is impossible or is going to be creating dangerous condition, have to be serviced energized, all of the safety requirements working with the arc protected equipment have to be used. All of the circuit breakers are normally should be in the on position. In case if there is going to be interruption and a circuit breaker would trip, it's going to go in the middle position. In order to be reset, it has to be fully turned off and then turned on again. In addition, there is a little indicator here. So when the circuit breaker is tripped, you can see visually the orange color here, which indicates the breaker is tripped. Other than that, the equipment doesn't require any specific maintenance. From time to time, when the panel need to be checked or something need to be performed. Other than that, no specific requirements. Just follow the instructions on anytime it's being serviced. Another thing we have to go over is turn off now. All right. maintenance on the fuses. That's a typical fuse disconnect switch, which can be different sizes, but the overall idea is the same. So the fuses are installed in order to prevent any damages to electrical wiring in case of some interruption on the downstream. So in case if the fuse is burned and the power is not being supplied, that means most likely the cause of it is going to be some short circuit on the downstream from the fuse disconnect. It has to be first verified. Then any work performed over the fuse disconnect, the fuses replaced, have to be on de-energized condition. So the circuit breaker which serves this fuse disconnect, which is going to be located most likely in the distribution panel upstream, have to be turned off before it's being serviced. The fuse needs to be replaced after the problem is resolved and no short circuit is present. Fuses by themselves don't require any specific maintenance. Once in a while, which is probably going to be once a year, all of this, it's recommended for the fuse disconnect switches to be checked for their operation, that they can be operated turn off or turn on. So once a year, you would, the good idea is to come to disconnect switch, disconnect it, put it in an off position, and make sure that all of the contacts are being like disconnected here, so it operates properly. Other than that, no specific maintenance required. Any questions on this one? All right. I think that's gonna conclude our today's training session.